YouTube, what is up? All right, you join me here with my new 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning. I thought I'd do a quick walk around video and we'll go for a drive and just kind of talk about things I like about the truck and how it's been to live with it for the past month and a half. I got this mid-December. I ordered this truck day one. So the second they announced this truck, I ordered the Lightning within a minute of them releasing that. So that's how long it took me to get the truck. I was within the first couple minutes of them releasing and letting people do reservations. I've always thought it'd be cool to have an electric truck, and I knew Tesla was not going to get their truck out for a long time. Tesla over promises and eventually delivers, but I wasn't going to be waiting for a Cybertruck. The Rivian was interesting, but I think one of the main reasons why I chose the Ford, honestly, I liked that it was just an F-150 that they have electrified. I mean, you've got a truck that's been the best-selling truck for like 50 years, and you have all that refinement, and they just added batteries and motors to it. And in this circumstance, I liked it. You know, a lot of times I like having like a one-off electric car that they've done all the aero and crazy materials. You know, I had a BMW iX, which is one of the best traveling cars out there for sure if you're actually doing road trips. Well, just best all around. That's probably one of the best electric cars made. But in this circumstance, I love that it's just an F-150. And if I want to buy any accessory, a tonneau cover, if I crack my windshield, you know, it's $300. It's not a big deal. You know, it's regular wheels and tires. Everything is just like normal truck stuff. I'm sure brakes are super easy. So it's just super, if you're going to own a truck and like use it as a truck and you want to be able to maintain and work on your own vehicle, which you can't do with most Teslas, you know, the F-150 is where it's at. So I like that it was a truck. The Rivian, honestly, I've driven a couple of them. They're super nice, but it's kind of like a Range Rover with a truck bed. It's a unibody where this is a, you know, a frame on cab style truck instead of a unibody truck, or body on frame truck. It's more of a unibody, so they definitely feel different. And just a few, I love the Rivian. It's got really cool suspension and really cool motors and has good off-road capability. I wouldn't be taking the F-150 on a Moab trail. You know, it's more of a work truck, everyday utility truck, and that's what I love about it. Whereas a Rivian, they're cool, but I like that I have a dealer every 20 miles that can service my Ford if I have a problem with it. Yeah, but I'll try to do a review of the Rivian. I've driven a bunch of them and I have access to them. So maybe we'll do another review and compare the two. But anyway, so this is my truck. This is a 23 Ford F-150 XLT. I got a couple of packages on this thing. I did all the towing stuff. So I did like the Max trailer tow pack and the towing technology pack. And then I got the Pro Power on board because I just think that's one of the coolest things that Ford did. And so you kind of have to do that, or you'd be wise to do that. And then I paid a little bit for the color. This is Azure Blue, I believe that's how you say it. So it's a tri-coat metallic paint. I like it. It's new for 23. And I've been really happy with the color. It's cool. So yeah, I want to be able to tow. If you guys know me and my channel, you know that I like side-by-sides. And this truck, I wanted to be able to at least tow up to, like, I've got 5 local places that are within like 30, 40 miles round trip. So I'll do a towing video, but I have hooked it up to my trailer, my big 10,000 pound trailer, and it did really well. For sure the range goes down, but that doesn't really matter to me. You know, your gas mileage goes down in a regular F-150 with an EcoBoost. You know, my friend, we were going to St. George, and it was windy and cold, and he was pulling a 4,500 pound trailer with his F-150, and he got 4 miles to the gallon. So you lose efficiency when you're towing. It doesn't matter what you're in. And if you're gonna buy an F-150 and you think you're gonna be towing all over the nation, probably not the right truck. If you're gonna do tons, if you tow every day and it's longer than 40 miles, you probably wanna just go with a good gas or diesel truck. You know, this isn't a good replacement for that. I was coming from, I had a Duramax. I sold Big Red. I sold my Duramax, which I really did love. I had an 05 Duramax. It was all souped up. It was great for towing. but I didn't really like driving the truck. I didn't really like driving the truck besides when I needed it to use a truck. So, yeah, where this truck, it's fast, it's a little smaller, it's super comfortable, it has all the modern technology in it, and I actually really enjoy driving it daily. I have all this cool truck stuff, but it's not like, you know, the 2500 Duramax was kind of rough. You know, it was harder to park, it was loud. I mean, it was cool. I'm getting old. Obviously, I'm getting old because that stuff does not sound as appealing to me anymore. Now I want it smooth, quiet, fast, and no problems. So anyways, I did sell that. And of course, this truck is not going to do any long distance towing, but what the conclusion I came to is that all my buddies have F-350s that are new that tow so dang good that we never used my truck for long distance trips anyway. And this will do all my local stuff. And if I need to, you know, most likely one of my friends is going to drive when we go on a longer trip. So anyways, that's my rationale for this truck. Let's see, I went over a few of the options. Of course, we got the power front, which is cool. Just real quick. Just a little big for the shop. Haven't even used that much, but big thing for me with trucks, like let's say it's raining outside and you got all your gear in the back, and you have 5 people in your truck. It is nice to have some enclosed storage. You know, you can throw all your bags, golf bags, whatever you wanted in here, and it's not going to be in the weather if you're going on a longer trip. Of course, you have your Pro Power onboard stuff, which is super cool and is a big reason why I chose the Ford too. I think that's one of the things that Ford did really well with this, and you know, which sets them apart from other makers, is that Pro Power onboard. So yeah, I plan on putting in a transfer switch for the Ford Lightning, so we can just plug right in to my shop, and I can have backup power. You don't have to do Ford's crazy huge setup that's super expensive to get good backup power for your place. You basically have 3 circuits on the truck. You have one circuit up front that's 2.4 kilowatts, and then you have 2 3.6 circuits in the back that they put together in a 220. And it has a generator plug. Can probably show you. But yeah, so it has the 220 generator plug, which is your standard generator setup. So if you put in a transfer switch, which is, like I said, it's like $500, you can either run a generator or you can use the truck. And the truck would work for a long time. And you don't need every circuit in your place anyway. So you'll have 10 circuits. You can get your fridge, your heater, which I have heat pumps here, which is cool. Some outlets, your computer, your router, whatever you want. You're gonna have plenty of backup power. And it's gonna make more sense that way anyway, because you don't want your truck to run out of battery anyway, so you wanna limit what you're using for energy. But anyways, that is a huge thing with the Ford for me. The fact that I have a mobile power station. You know, if I go to any other property, I have that same thing. So I have a piece of property up the canyon that's not too far away, and I could take my motorhome in the spring there, and I could use the truck as my generator, which I'll have to do a video on, which is awesome. It would run it for days and days up there, AC, heater, whatever I need. So really, really cool that Ford did that. As you know, or I think you know, these trucks only come one way. They come short bed, 4-door crew cab. I've had a lot of people that wanted that will see it and they wish it had a bench seat here because they have a large family. Ford only does it the one way. It's probably just for production and packaging. It was the easiest way, but I love it. It's a good size, has all that utility. I'm super excited about it. The 18-inch wheels are very efficient. It's the wheel that I would definitely do if I'm getting the Ford Lightning. I would have liked a few things. So I wish I could have got a rear slider maybe, or just bought the driver's assistant, the Blue Cruise. But Ford does it in packages, and if I wanted to get a truck that had, you know, a couple other things, it was basically spend 20 grand. And I really did not want to do that. This truck cost me about $66,000. I get about $7,500 off, so my net cost is about 58 grand on the Lightning, which if you got a regular XLT with an EcoBoost, I built one the other day, it was like 62 grand. So you're literally getting a Lightning for under the price of a regular gas EcoBoost XLT, similar options. So that's really cool. I love it. It's freaking awesome. It's so fast, which you'll see when we drive it. And I'm glad I went with this spec. It kept the price. I want it to be a truck. I don't want it to be $100,000. So it kept the price of the truck down. I know they've increased pricing, which is frustrating, but it's very well equipped. It's got a surround view camera. The radio's decent. It's not amazing, but it's decent. It's got like some of your accident avoidance stuff. You're missing a couple things like your keyless entry and a sunroof, all these things, but I really don't care about that stuff. So yeah, I wanted the lightest spec with the smallest wheel for more comfort and more efficiency. And this truck's been doing great. It's been super cold. It's winter here in Utah. It's been between 20 and 30 degrees the last couple weeks. I wake up every day with about 230 miles. Maybe it goes down a little bit, but over 200 miles a day, which is tons for me. This is the standard range battery, which I'm happy with. One thing I love about the Lightning in an F-150 is that unlike a regular truck, you have a motor in the front and a motor in the back, so it's all-wheel drive. They did new independent rear suspension, but your battery is in the back. So now you have a truck with a 50-50 weight balance, which means this thing absolutely kills it in weather. It just is amazing. It's a little bit heavier than a regular F-150. I think this is like 6,200 pounds, but with the way they've put the more weight in the back, it just makes it incredibly good for year round. Just tons of traction, super fast. It's amazing this huge vehicle, how quick it is. It's just what all electrics are like that. It's just crazy how good they are. So, but if you go to a Platinum, you get a 22-inch wheel and it's got more rolling resistance and it's a way heavier wheel. And that truck weighs 800 pounds more than this more of a base truck. And so even though it has like a 33 kilowatts more, it only gets 40 or 50 miles more range, and you're paying $30,000 more for that truck. It just didn't make sense to me. So yeah, freaking awesome. What else? I love the interior space of the F-150. It's super good. I love how the seats work. You got that nice flat floor. I plan on doing like a really cool toolkit back under here for like anything automotive or anything to do with the house. I have to do a bunch of property management stuff, but it's so cool to have that underseat storage and have that nice flat floor in the truck. Everybody is comfortable in the F-150. Even getting in a Rivian, it's not anywhere close to the size of the Ford. Everything seals up good. It comes with the step sides and the lighting. That's all factory on the XLT. You do have a power seat on this side. Let's see. So this had the base screen, but the base screen is amazing. It's so nice. I kind of wanted it, to be honest. I wanted the base screen. So there's our range. There's the screen. Let's turn it. Oh, no key. Great. Anyways, got the base screen, and I like that it has all the physical buttons actually just there. I love having a button or a knob to use. And in the big screen, they throw all that stuff in the screen. So really, the big screen, your infotainment is still here. They just put your controls at the bottom, and you have to push a couple more buttons to get to it. Personally, I prefer this setup. So yeah, I was stoked about that with the XLT. If you go to a Lariat or whatever, you'll get that bigger screen. But I like having a physical button. It's awesome. No radar guided cruise in this. Like I said, I didn't want to pay 20 grand. I wish Ford didn't put everything in packages. It would have been nice, but you got a couple more outlets in here. So 4 up front, 5 in the back, and then 2 in here. You got 1 in the back, 1 in the front. You got USBs, no charge pad. Those charge pads don't work anyway. Huge glove box, just super comfortable, awesome truck. XLTs are cloth. The cloth has been great. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't get cold. It does come with heated seats standard, which I really like. And I really like that you have an app to preheat or pre-cool your car. So I use that all the time. The Ford, I think they call it Ford Pass. The app is awesome to preheat your car. That's one of my favorite things, whether it's in the garage or outside. You know, push your climate control on through your app. It is incredible. You will, if you haven't had an electric car, that is definitely one of the best things. So yeah, super quiet in the cab. I think probably some pros of not having a slider and not having the sunroof is that this thing is super quiet. It just seems like it seals up awesome, and it is really, you have 50 years of refinement on this truck too. And so it just, they got it right. It's not their first go around making an F-150. So super cool, super cool. Charge ports, I kind of wish, so you have your regular charge port there, works great, love the location of it. It's been super easy. They made the other side, come on, they made the other side look the same. It would have been super cool if they just put another port over here. Like Porsche does that with their Taycan, and that would have been awesome, just convenient. You're pulling up the chargers. It'd be awesome to have that. I haven't used any of the, like the super fast chargers. I do level 2. I have a 100 amp circuit with a old Tesla charger. Their new ones do not do this, but Tesla's hardware was really nice, and their old ones had huge thick cables for the old Model S, and they were only like $400 or $500, and then you can just get an adapter that goes to the J172 or whatever they call it. But that way you can do a Tesla or any of these other universal ones. But yeah, these old Teslas, if you go and look at a new Tesla, it will only go up to 50 amps. This was one of their older ones, and it was way heavier duty and a way better value. But that will charge at about 12 kilowatts with the truck. If you get the extended range battery, you can get about, and you have the Pro Power station charger, you get like 19 kilowatts, which is super fast. But honestly, I've woken up every day and I have a full charge. I'm pretty sure this has a 108 kilowatt battery, but it has 98 kilowatts of that are actually usable. So even if you charge the hemp to 100%, you have 10% holdback in this truck that Ford is just keeping as like a buffer to make sure you don't have battery issues down the line. So anyways, I've been super happy. We'll go for a drive and I'll show you what it's like to drive the F-150, but it's really hard to beat. This truck's hard to beat with all the utility and all the functionality and all the room and the horsepower and torque and just the support you get because it's a Ford. Like, I don't think you can beat an F-150. So let's go for a cruise. You'll see what it's like to drive. All right, thanks guys. All right, guys, you join me inside the F-150. We're gonna go up the canyon that I pretty much always go up on, like all my sports car reviews. Yeah, I think we'll go to Sundance. I'm gonna take just the main highway, and it is kind of getting dark. Hopefully this video turns out. If not, I'll have to do it again in the morning. But it's a little stormy here. Utah is pretty beautiful right now. We've got a lot of mountain snow this year, like something crazy, like 350 inches at some of our ski resorts. So if you're thinking about a ski trip, I would definitely consider Utah. It's been a killer snow year for our mountains. Yeah, so F-150, I freaking love this truck. I've had it about I don't know, like 40 days, and it has been awesome. It's making me cool with driving a truck as a daily driver. With the electric drivetrain, even though I know it's a big, heavy truck, it just doesn't feel like it. Because just like any other electric car, it just has so much horsepower and torque. I can't remember what they said the 0 to 60 this one was. I think they said it was like between 5 or 6 seconds. It feels like a 4-second 0 to 60. And these are the exact same motors that come in the extended range truck. They both have the same amount of torque, except the extended range truck has like 100 more horsepower. I think this is like 4 or something, and the other one's getting close to like 600, like just under 600 horsepower. But the other one weighs 800 more pounds. So I think they literally gave the extended range truck more power because they had to. It would have underperformed with this truck being lighter. So I don't know. It might be more than that, but it feels like a 4 second 0 to 60. I mean, it's very, very fast. Nobody's going to get in this truck and think, oh shoot, I wish I got the big battery. You're not going to care. It's got tons and tons of power. Super quiet. I love how quiet this F-150 is inside driving it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's so peaceful. I love the ride with these 18-inch tires too, and the independent rear suspension. Everybody has noticed I have several friends with regular F-150s, and I think it's with the extra weight too, and how it's got a 50-50 weight balance. It just feels like more like a luxury car. It's got a better ride for sure over any other truck. It's just awesome. So crazy fast, amazing ride, so much room. The ergonomics in the truck, I mean, you can tell that this truck's been around for a long time because everything is right where you want it. It's got Android Auto. I love all the infotainment. I love the camera system for parking and backing up. It's really nice. It's just an awesome truck. What else? Power is ridiculous. I usually drive it in the one pedal mode. You can turn it on and off, but it depends on the car. Sometimes I like the one pedal driving with these electric cars, and sometimes I don't. But this thing, with how heavy it is, and it comes to a complete stop, and then it has like the I can't remember what they call it, but where you push the brake and it holds, the auto hold. And it's just so nice to like be able to stop this big heavy truck with just letting off the gas, and you get really used to the throttle tuning, and it's just great. It's just really good. So they really did a good job. I can't believe how quick Ford got this truck out, and honestly how good it is. It's just incredible. I want to get a few things, some cool accessories on it, and I want to do a bunch more, I don't know, just fun videos with it, but I've been so happy with it. We'll talk range. So it's like 35 degrees outside right now, and I've been driving it all winter. Like I said, I got it in December. It depends on where you charge it and if you do preheat it. I know everybody like gets annoyed with that stuff, but batteries, when they're cold, they hold less energy. So if you have a garage and you're able to charge it in that garage, it's gonna be able to actually take more charge. So you'll wake up with a higher, a totally topped off battery. Like I said, I'm not positive, but I think this battery has 108 kilowatts, but only 98 are usable. So they keep, 10% reserve for the truck. So I think maybe Ford in the future, I guess they could release some of that. Like if they get more comfortable with how the battery is lasting, they could release more of that backup reserve battery. But so my experience, I feel like people that haven't had electric cars get in it and see the winter range drop a little, and it freaks them out. But every car that I have ever had, I've had probably 20 electric cars since 2011. They all do that. They all get less range in the winter. And I think the best way to look at it is, did it work for you today? Because every day I wake up with roughly 230 miles and it just works. I rarely go more than 50 to 100 miles in that day, and it did everything I needed to do no matter what the temperature was. So I think in the summer, I'm guessing this thing's gonna have about 260 miles of range, and I've been really impressed with the winter range, and I love the winter performance. The all-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive, it's all-wheel drive, so it is on all the time. I heard one other reviewer say, oh, they didn't like that it wasn't four-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is way better. You have two independent motors that are controlled by software. It's always on. It's not having to go through a transfer case and ruin it. You're just always on. It's got crazy traction. It's got every wheel has the equal amount of weight on it. The all-wheel drive system is incredible. This will smoke any truck in the wintertime on a snowy road. You cannot touch it. So yes, the all-wheel drive system is better than any other truck out right now. Maybe except for a Rivian. Rivian has a motor on every wheel and it has torque vectoring, so they're probably a titch better. But incredible traction for like stormy, rainy, snowy roads. You'll be so happy in this truck. And part of that has to do with the 50-50 weight balance. So you do have that battery in the back and the extra motor in the back. And unlike any other gas vehicle, you have an evenly distributed weight, where on other trucks, if you're not in four-wheel drive and it's snowy outside and you're in two-wheel drive and there's no weight in the back, it's not going to go anywhere. It's like the worst you can do in any car. It's like the worst. So yeah, I love that about it. It just feels secure. We went skiing the other day, just throw the skis in the back. You have your sealed storage up front, which I haven't used a ton, but it's a great idea. I'm excited to use the Pro Power onboard. And to me too, if you look into like a Tesla Powerwall, I'm pretty sure it costs like 60 grand to get 100 kilowatts of backup power for your house. So the fact that you can get a transfer switch and plug in your truck and use it when you need it and save that 60 grand, have a truck that's a mobile power station. I think Ford they just killed it by doing that. I'm surprised that more manufacturers haven't done something like that. But having the inverters is just, it's incredible how good it works. And I want to do some more tests on that. What else? Yeah, I love the one pedal. I love how much power the truck has. I mean, like I said, the acceleration is just like any other car. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do in electric vehicles is make them fast. When I look at an electric vehicle, I want to see other stuff now. They get the performance, that's easy, but yeah, it sets you back in your seats and you just go. I mean, it's incredible. So yeah, it's always charged overnight on that big charger I have. It's no problem. Charging, I haven't done any public charging yet. 95% of my driving is going to be around town. It's going to be close to home. And everybody complains about charge networks. They are not perfect. I've done a few trips in several other vehicles. I haven't done one in this yet. You just got to accept that. If you live in an apartment, you don't have a good place to charge, you're going to try to public charge all the time. It's really not very practical to do. I wouldn't recommend it. You probably should just buy a regular gas vehicle. It's going to work better for you. If you have a garage or a good place to charge, and you have enough power coming to your home, that's the other thing. Some of your homes only have like 100 amp service or 50 amp service. You might have to upgrade your panel if you don't have enough power coming in. At my shop, I have 400 amps, so we have tons of power. It's not a problem. But yeah, if you have the correct charger and the correct circuit, you plug it in, you wake up, it's ready to go. I mean, it's that simple. You never have to waste time going to the gas station, and it just works. So yeah, I'm stoked on it. It's always been full overnight. I rarely do more than like 100 miles a day, but it's just been so cool. I had to take a transmission the other day, used the truck to do it. I've already pulled my huge trailer. I'll do a towing video, but I pulled a 10,000 pound trailer and it did really good, like super impressive, with two side-by-sides on my huge enclosed. And I don't even know if I would try that in a regular F-150. So we got some snow. Look at these banks. It's crazy up here. Yeah, but it's just super confident. I kind of like that it's a sleeper. I mean, if you know what a Lightning is, you know, but otherwise it just looks like an F-150, and I kind of like that. Stock radio in this, it's adequate. It's not great. I wish I could have ordered some a la carte options, but you want the Bang & Olufsen, it's like a 502 package or whatever. You got to spend like 9 grand to get a couple options, and I don't like that about Ford. I wish Ford would have said, okay, if you spend $900, you can have this radio or whatever it is. And I would have maybe ordered cruise, or maybe ordered the radio, or ordered a rear slider. I think it would have been fun to have a slider. But all in all, you know, being in this truck, 58 grand, I'm super happy. It's something I wanted to keep, but I didn't want to be so expensive that I was crazy worried about it. The only thing I've done to it is I've ceramic coated it, and it is so awesome for cleaning the truck. I'm a big believer in ceramic coating now. I do all my cars. It's incredible how good it works. Lasts for years, and it just makes washing your car super easy. But I'm trying to think of other things. It has really good exterior lighting and interior lighting. What else? Rides good, fast, comfortable, quiet. What don't I like? There's not much. I mean, who doesn't want more range or a cheaper price? Or, I mean, I get it. All those things will be nice, and they'll come. I mean, I used to drive, the first car I got was a Nissan Leaf, super nerdy little electric car, and it had like a 60, 70 mile range if you were like in perfect conditions. And I made it work, and it was still fun. So we came from that in 2011 to cars that are 200 to 300 mile range. And on a daily basis, like, you just don't need more than that. And it still works on a road trip every once in a while, you know. 95% of the time, you are not going to be using public charging. At least I'm not. Very rarely. A couple times I'm going to do a 300-mile trip to St. George. And I might stop once for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, get some lunch and fill up. And it's really not that big of an inconvenience, especially to have no gas bill for the rest of the year on all my local driving. So yeah, I think that's it. What else? I love how big the back seat is and the under seat storage. I think it'd be cool to get a tonneau cover, maybe do a few projects and try to up my efficiency a little more. Yeah, man, this truck is awesome. If you're waiting on your Lightning, like, it sucks if you had to pay more. You know, the price went up on me too. I was cool with like even getting a Pro because I wanted this as a truck. But I'm super happy, and I don't know, you got to cut them a little slack. I think materials did go up, and it's just been hard, and they're trying to make some money and provide a good vehicle for you. And I think Ford's done a good job. Oh, I'll say this too. I bought this at Kengar from my local dealer, and they didn't give me any shit. They were super good to deal with. Nobody tried to charge me more. It was straight up transaction. You know, I paid a dock fee, and I paid like a setup and handling fee or whatever. It's all normal transaction. I paid MSRP, and they were cool. So I know people have had some bad experiences, but not me. It was good. So super stoked on it. If you have any other questions that I can answer for you, please let me know. I'll try to answer them in the comments, but coming from a guy that's had a lot of vehicles, this is a win. This is a car that I'm going to keep for a while. I don't usually keep cars that long, just because I love to see the new stuff that's coming out, but this is one I'm definitely going to keep. So it's just too usable, and I think that's what you get at the Ford, is it has serious utility. So, all right, well, I appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.